Hello, my name is MooingCat and welcome back to another beta recap. It's been quite some time now since the last one. Still don't really have too much new stuff, but still a little bit, including the guild raids and Halloween events. So I thought, why not? It's finally time to have another one of these videos. Before going into that though, let me quickly mention this update or change to the fall event. A couple of weeks ago now, but yeah, haven't mentioned it. I will, of course, mention it more in my guide, which should be coming out quite soon. They made some slight adjustments to the daily challenges. They made a chance of getting spoons slightly higher, but still, 3% chance. The event is 3 weeks long, so that's on average like half a golden spoon per player. So still not a great chance of getting the golden spoon, but it's not none. You can get one if you're lucky. And you might be able to get, I guess, around two of these perhaps on average. So not nothing, but not that big of a deal either. They also, quote unquote, improved the rewards for the golden and silver event passes. They made the main event building kits easier to get early on, or get more of those early on in the event pass lanes. And that's not something I usually care about in my guides, and that's not going to change this time. But it's worth mentioning, so if you're planning to go for these event passes, know that they will be slightly different from the beta, so we can't really rely on the information we have right now. So just something to keep in mind. Anyways, I think that's really all I want to say before going into spoilers. Let's start with Guild Raids. We don't have too much new here either, but we do have some more stuff that we'll be able to speculate around. Now, all of these resources here I've already mentioned in previous videos, so don't really need to go over those. But while they're not directly linked to guild raids, these icons here, they were recently added some higher quality versions of these unit icons. And we also have a map node, more on that in a moment, called Unit Donation. So it seems like in guild raids, you will be able to donate units in order to complete these nodes or encounters or whatever you want to call it. Which personally, I think that's quite a cool idea. It gives you a way to, how should I put it, to use your units that you're otherwise not using. So in an age, you're usually only using 1 or 2 units, but you do pick up quite a few of the other units as well. And depending on how this is set up, this will allow you to use those units that you otherwise would just, they would just be wasted in your inventory, not doing anything. So I quite like the idea. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you need to donate a specific type of unit. So say, for example, one encounter or node or whatever requires light units, one ranged and so on. But still, I think this could be a very nice way to use the units you otherwise are not using for something positive for your guild. Okay, so we also have the background or the map for guild raids. And pretty much what we are guessing is that this will be a way or something you need to fight your way through as a guild as a whole. There will be different paths along the way that are branching out that you have to choose between as a guild, and there will be a separate rank, it seems, in your guild for who can choose this, similar to how we have ranks for building buildings in guild battlegrounds and opening new levels in guild expedition and so on. There needs to be a different or a new rank here for who chooses what to do in the guild raids map. So along this map, there will be most likely different types of nodes. So say here, for example, you might have a node in the road here as it branches. And after you have completed this node, you'll be able to move on along the way, or one of the ways, and one of the guild leaders will choose which way to go. That's what I think. And if we look at this graphics here, you have different colors here on nodes, and I wouldn't be surprised if these are for different types of nodes or encounters. So the red one here, for example, might be fighting. So when there's a red node, you can only fight. The blue one only negotiate, for example, or donate. One of these might be for donating units or something like that. I don't know, that might be wrong. You might get to choose between all of these on each node, but that's one theory, I suppose, that's what these could be. You also have some other icons here. This is probably where you are right now. The branches here are probably it probably indicates that this is a branching node where you can choose where to go, and so on. So yeah, different types of nodes, it seems, or different types of ways to get through a node on the map, which yeah, should definitely be interesting to see more how exactly that works. Now this image here confuses me a little bit. This seems to be kind of a background where the outpost or the building in your city will be for or to get to the guild raid. So as we have for all the other features, looks like we'll have another city outpost, which is fine. However, this looks very much like this area here in your city, especially with this island here. Although there's a rock here, and it's not a rock in the current island. But still, it looks like it's this place, but that's already used. We have the Arctic Harbor, and also, if you look at the city grid, it goes all the way out to the harbor here for expansion slots. So I'm not quite sure exactly what this or where this is supposed to be in your city. If it's something, I don't know, a new background or whatever, or updated background. I don't know. It's confused me a little bit, but at least it seems like we will have a place on your city where that'll be. And it does mention Iron Age in the asset itself, so the placement might change even based on what age you're in. Because in Iron Age, you're not really, I think, gonna be able to get over here. You might be if you focus your expansions, but I don't know. Who knows? I don't. But at least we have that, something to consider. Then in this HUD asset here, we have something interesting. We have 10 different levels, so all the way from 1 all the way up to 10. So to me, that suggests that over the course of however long a guild raid will last, you can complete this map 10 times, and I imagine it'll be more difficult but more rewarding as you go. So basically, guild expedition, but your entire guild works as one unit to make their way through. That would be my guess on how this works in practice. So yeah, we also have some other stuff here. Yeah, not really that. No, nothing I can really have any theories about, but 10 levels, which is very interesting. We also have some other icons here for guild ranking and so on. And in the information text here we have the stuff about guild raid officer. So only the raid officer has the right to choose paths as well as to mark and unmarked nodes on the raid map. So yeah, we have some donation stuff. You can donate resources, and the max one I think is also linked to that. But yeah, some information text as well. And that's more or less what we have right now for the guild raid. I think we're starting to get a picture of how it will work, but still a lot of question marks, and will definitely be interesting to see more as we go along. But as I mentioned in the beginning, not really a lot has happened the last couple of weeks, really, in terms of new stuff. So I don't know. I feel like it might still be some time before we know more about it. Something that we will not have to wait that long to get is the Halloween event. It will probably start, I guess, either this week or the week after, but relatively soon now. And that'll be very interesting to see it because we have some brand new mechanics, and it seems to be, like suggested here, some Hearthstone-like game or some sort of card game. I don't really know what the inscription type game is, but yeah, it seems to be some sort of card games, which is relatively new to me. I haven't really played any card games, which is a little bit surprising actually, because it's definitely a type of game that I would like, but just have never done it. But you have a bunch of different cards, and somehow you're probably going to use these to fight either against an AI or perhaps even other guild or other players. Who knows? We have various different things, like chests for the event passes probably. We have, no, actually probably not. We have different keys, it seems like, so perhaps you can use these to open some chests somehow in the minigame. The currency is quite disturbing looking. And there's also mentions of dungeon, that you start a dungeon. So perhaps you use these cards to get through a dungeon somehow. I don't know. And you have some health currency, which is interesting. Definitely don't know what that's about. We have some, I guess, some information stuff here, a legend. So it probably tells you a little bit more about the game. In this form, it doesn't really tell me too much. I guess there will be three types of, or we already see that there are three types of cards, and probably these have different strengths against other types of cards. So the moon, I guess, that's probably the wolf, has strength against the blood drop perhaps, or vampire. And then what's the last one? There are three types of, you have wolf, you have vampire, I think, and one more type of card. Anyways, so probably, one is good against the other, which is good against another one, and so on. Classic rock, paper, scissors stuff, which will definitely be very interesting to see how it actually works out in practice. So yeah, a lot of different types of stuff. So yeah, vampire, witches, zombies, and werewolf. Yeah, so 4 different types, it seems like. Really should have updated these. 4 types of cards, probably these types, and they are good against each other or something like that. Anyways, we do finally have some buildings to talk about. So the main building has 10 levels. Here it is at level 10. Here are all the other levels. And well, silver and golden upgrades, they return. So yeah, they started this in the last event, the silver upgrades as well, and that returns for this event, both for the main building, but also for a secondary building. So in addition to the main building here, we have a secondary tower here with 4 different levels. So I guess you can get level 1 and 2 during the event, so level 1 building, an upgrade, silver upgrade, and golden upgrade, which is, well, it is what it is. That's not enough. We also have 5 more new buildings. Now, I would love this to be a set, but I don't think so. We have, well, a 2x3 building, a 3x3 building, a 2x2 building, 2x1 building, and 1x3 building. So, I don't know, it could be a set, but I don't know. I wouldn't. Seems like we've gone past the idea of having set buildings, which personally I don't like, but I guess I'm in the minority there. Seems like not a lot of people like the sets in general. We also have a golden upgrade card for last year's main building, and also a selection kit, which should include things like the House of the Wolf. What else? The tarot card caravans, the Halloween set that we got a couple of years ago, graveyards, and so on. A lot of different buildings. We've had a lot of Halloween events. So yeah, those should all be included in the epic Halloween kit. So we also have a bunch of new portraits, an achievement probably for playing through the minigame a certain number of times, and that's more or less it. So yeah, the main question is how exactly will this minigame work, and I don't know if we're going to learn too much more about it until the event starts, which shouldn't be too long before it does. So that'll be very interesting indeed to see. All right, and well, that's more or less all I want to talk about in this video. As I said, not a lot of new stuff. Hopefully things will pick up going forward. So yeah, let me know what you think about these 2 features. I'm definitely looking forward to them. I think both could be quite cool. I'm definitely looking forward to learn more. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Before I go, let me thank my Patreons for their support. I would like to thank Homestar, Loden, Kim Kelly, Rolf the 8, Dan Sumnad, Santi, Hekate, Dark Matter, Mylia, Theora K, Eric B, Hugo Kant von Count, Judith Renwes, Susan Weiss, Rocco, Spike from No Remorse, Marathon Embrace, Atomic, Flowers the Avenger, Ogler, Jibber, Whiskymeister, Martin Sir, Hoss, Hank Lever, Ravel, Mike, Obsidian Zest, Ruth, Karen, Dennis, Flowers Belisarius, Stampe, Podger, Music77, Niklas, Mike So, Michael, and Early Morning. Thanks a lot for your support. Thanks for watching. Take care. I will see you in the future. Bye bye.